All right, back here with Hall of Famer, the real Isaiah Thomas.
That's what I'm talking about.
There it is. Raptors taking on the Bucks in Game 3. All of the Raptors in this one, just about. Kawhi Leonard finally getting that help he's been hearing about all postseason long. Kawhi leading the team to a double overtime win, scored 36 points in a career-high 52 minutes of play on a bad leg, which he brushed off after the game. 118-112 was your final. On the other side, tough night for Giannis. He had just 12 points on 5 of 16 shooting. He did have 23 rebounds, though, and his Bucks do still lead the series 2-1. Zeke, was last night more about Kawhi's strong performance, or was it about Giannis' struggles?
More about Giannis' struggles and the Raptors' defense. I think the Raptors have the potential, in my opinion, to be one of the best defensive teams that's still playing right now. And Chris, you'll understand when I say this, what the Raptors were able to do last night, they went boxes and elbows. Like in football, you put 8 in the box to stop the run. Yep. So what the Raptors did, they put 4 in the box, right? Elbows and boxes, and Giannis couldn't get down the lane. He couldn't get up the middle. And if you can control the middle, in any sport, right? If you can control the middle of the floor, that is what allows you to win. And Toronto was able to control the middle of the floor. They were able to not let Giannis penetrate. And once the ball penetrates the paint, then you can kick out for three-point shots. Old school was, okay, the way the ball penetrated the paint, we would put a man down there on the post, on the low post. We would throw it down there, and now you have ball penetration. Now the NBA depends on man in ball penetration. So man in ball has to get to the paint. Once man in ball gets to the paint, then you can kick out for three-point shots.
And that's what Milwaukee's half-court offense has been all year, and it's been extraordinary. Because people haven't been able to stop Giannis. Giannis has been getting to his spots the only way they've been preventing him. If they leave one guy on him throughout the year, he then gets to the rim and finishes. If they collapse a second guy on him, he has been such a willing passer, and not passing to a guy cutting for a layup, passing to a guy with a spot-up open three, and that's what happened in the second half and overtime yesterday. The Bucks hit 10 threes in the first half. It's one of the reasons you had to be a little concerned about them. They hit 10 threes in the first half, and they were still down 7 at the half. You thought Giannis might get going. He doesn't get going. They only hit 4 threes in the second half and the 2 overtimes, and Giannis doesn't get going. That's how you lose the game. But to answer the question, Jenna, the reason I think it's more about Giannis' struggles is because what Kawhi did last night, pretty typical for him this postseason. Going into the game, if I said Kawhi's going to give you 36, 9, and 5, you'd be like, okay, that's almost what he's been averaging this postseason. So that's not what's shocking. What was shocking is Giannis having his worst offensive game of the season, not just the postseason, the season. But a lot of that was, to your point, Zeke, it's not like Giannis was just missing layups. It was what the Toronto defense, a top 5 defense all year, was doing to him throughout the game.
One thing I want you to elaborate on, and I've seen you, because I've seen your whole career. I was very fortunate. My brother was captain of Indiana. They recruited Isaiah from Chicago, so I knew Isaiah at a very young age. When I was in 8th grade, Isaiah and I came to know each other. I've seen you play college. I've seen you play hurt. I've seen you play NBA playoff games hurt. Now, Kawhi wasn't in that category last night, but what, as a player, a star player, down 2-0, playing at home, potentially you could be leaving Toronto, kind of maybe give us a sense of what he was going through and what type of effort you saw him. He cramped up, seemed like, in his right leg earlier in the game, but that effort, and it continued into that fourth quarter, into the second overtime, where he dominated.
Yeah, it was one of the greatest perseverance performances that I had seen in a playoff, where you overcome injury, you don't complain about injury, but you still perform at a very high level, and you don't give in to the injury. Like, he didn't give into it and complain about it. He said, okay, what can I do with my body to make it better? And what we saw was, when your body is operating at its optimum level, Chris, there are 10 things that you can do, right?
Yes.
But when you hurt, then you
got to limit it.
Yeah.
I can only move so much.
I can only move so much, and I got to put myself in those positions where I can maximize these 3 things that I can do well. And that's what we saw him do. Every time he got the basketball, he put himself in a position where his body could only do those 3 things, and he could maximize those 3 things. We didn't see all the shake, 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 shake.
Yes.
It's like, I can't do that right now. But what I can do, I can get you right here and get a shot. And back to your point on those numbers that you rattled off, let me tell you why those numbers happen for Toronto, okay? Your defense is only as good as you can help and recover. And when we go boxes and elbows, and you got quick enough people that can stop penetration, and then when that ball is kicked to the 3-point line,
they can close.
Now I got quick enough speed where I can get there and recover. And what we saw is when they went boxes and elbows, the people on the boxes, they were 2 feet off the boxes. So consequently, when they kicked to that short corner, now they can recover. If you look back, that's what they were able to do. And we look at some of these numbers here. You look at Bledsoe, Middleton, and Mirotic, a combined 9 for 42.
Yep.
I mean, that's where they won the basketball game at.
Are the Raptors back in this series, or are you still like Milwaukee?
I think this series goes 7. I think both teams are not capable of beating each other on their home floor.
All right.
Oh, wow.
Good stuff. Isaiah Thomas, stick around. Coming up, no KD, no problem for the Warriors. That's next.